my face, I close my eyes.
Oh, of course. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to another Into the Music Hangout. And tonight I am here with Key Ohana. So welcome, Joe, Brian, and Carol Witkin. How are you all tonight?
Aloha.
Right,
Doing good. Good evening to you.
So we're kind of going cross country here. I'm here in Appleton, Wisconsin. You're there in San Diego.
So glad.
Yes.
And it sounds like we're having similar weather both places as far as the temps are concerned.
Very nice. Yeah, it's nice here.
Brian, I think the last time that we talked, we up here had just had like 27 inches of snow over a weekend, and you were boiling hot. It was like the first day of spring, if I remember correctly.
Yes, I think so. And it was really hot, which is atypical. You know, usually it's like today, 70 degrees, and we're kind of coastal, so overcast. But yeah, it was really hot, and I don't even know what 20 inches of snow feels like. We're so spoiled over here.
That's a dusting up here. So.
Yeah, wow. I can't imagine. I'll take the heat once a year if that's what it takes. Wow.
Well, here's what's going on, folks. We're going Hawaiian tonight, and actually we're going Hawaiian all week because Key Ohana is also going to be on the show, the new show tomorrow. That's dropping. I'm interviewing Brian, and he's going to give us the lowdown on all sorts of stuff with Key Ohana and Pacific Records, of which he is the CEO of. And we also have Joe and Carol on hand. Now, Joe is got a little notoriety in his background. You, sir, were a member of Shanana, were you not?
I was the original keyboard player.
Okay. This is so cool because I remember, not only from you guys playing Woodstock, but I remember, were you part of the band when you had the show during the 70s into the late 80s?
No. Sean and I started at Columbia University. We were all students.
Uh-huh.
I graduated after close to 2 years in Shanana, and that was it. So 1969 and 70 was my time. The TV show was in the later 70s.
All right. So, but you got the important gig.
I did.
Multiples, right? You played a lot of great venues.
We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We had a lot of great places at the time. Fillmore East, Fillmore West, Boston Tea Party.
And Carol, how did you meet this fine gentleman?
Oh, wow. A long time ago, he was looking for a roommate, and I was looking for a roommate. And instead of becoming roommates, we started dating.
Good music story.
Yes.
But I live Aloha. I was already on my outrigger this morning. I paddle an outrigger, and I just like to live Aloha.
Nice. You do that right there on the ocean?
Yeah, on the bay, and some days, Thursdays, I go out to the ocean.
Wow, very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. That's got to be a fun activity for you. And yeah. So, I think between tonight and in the show coming out tomorrow, we're going to have a little bit of overlap, which is okay. But we're going to give folks a little bit of a taste here of maybe what they can expect and maybe a few surprises along the way. So, tell us a little bit about about Slack Key Music.
Sure. So Slack Key Music, and let's start with what Slack Key Guitar is, and then we'll kind of delve into like what we do. So Slack Key Guitar is a traditional style of Hawaiian guitar, and it's finger picking. And typically it's played on, with your right hand, your thumb is doing a bass line and your fingers are doing a melody, and it's open tuning. So you could be an open G or open F. There's various types of tunings. And it's also the way that you play the guitar. So it's very Hawaiian style sounding. And a lot of times it sounds like there's more than one guitar playing when it's really just, your thumb doing one thing and the melody with the other hand. So it's a very distinct Hawaiian sounding finger picking guitar style. And there's a lot of different, pros out there who have originated the genre and the guitar style, and then contemporaries. And I would say we kind of take from that, because I play most of our songs in the slack key guitar style. But I would say, we're not just a straight up, slack key band or Hawaiian style band. We call, what we do island style. And definitely I'm playing in slack key tunings, but we're kind of a blend of Americana pop with like island influences, and I happen to be playing slack key guitar for the guitar licks that I'm doing. So it's a style of island music that originated actually from Paniolos, which is Hawaiian cowboys, where the California ranchers were shipped out to Hawaii to teach the islanders how to ranch, and they brought the guitar with them. And the open tuning and the laid back, atmosphere of Hawaiians, they slacked the keys. And that's where you get the term. Slacking means to like lower the pitch, loosen, exactly.
Right.
And that's how slacky guitar was born.
All right. Now, Joe and Carol, you both play types of ukuleles, I noticed in the band photos and such. What do you each play?
Well,
Carol?
I play what am I saying? Just a normal ukulele, but Joe plays a bass ukulele.
Yeah, Romero Creations. Talk about
right.
Romero.
Yeah, Romero Creations is a guy in Oceanside. His family was all professional, what kind of Spanish guitarists, and he decided to do his own business, and he makes guitars. We go over there and he's making a guitar right in front of us, or a ukulele. It's really cool.
Yeah, Carol's being modest. She's a Romero Creations sponsored and endorsed artist.
Okay.
And she represents the brand. And as she said, they're based out of Oceanside. Pepe's a luthier, and he makes incredible instruments, guitars too. And his whole family comes from like the Spanish guitar royalty. And they've passed down their, craft from generation to generation. And we're really proud to represent his brand on the ukulele.
Right. We actually have a ukulele builder here in the Fox Valley. His name is Bruce Petros. And for years, decades, he made some of the most fantastic guitars you could lay your hands on.
Cool.
And you had guys like Paul Simon playing his guitars and whatever. But several years ago, he got out of building guitars and building ukuleles. And boy, these things, not only do they sound good, but they are works of art on top of it. So little shout out to Bruce. Haven't seen him in a while, but Bruce, love you, man.
Very cool. And don't forget, Joe, I want him to talk about Kala and the U bass. Carol mentioned it, but he's got to explain what it is. And
yes,
I found it too.
Definitely.
I play a remarkable instrument. It is. It looks like a ukulele. It's got 4 strings. It's about the size of a baritone ukulele, but it's a bass guitar. And the way it can achieve that is it has very fat, dense strings that vibrate at a low frequency, even though they're short, which sounds like it defies physics, but it works. The first time I saw Kamaka Sons, right?
Makaha
Sons.
Makaha Sons.
The right rhythm. At a concert in the LA area, playing one of these things, I'm listening to the music coming from the stage, and this, deep, resonant bass instrument, and I'm looking and trying to figure out there's no bass player up there. What is that?
Yeah, where's the sound coming from?
And I'm watching their fingers, and I'm figuring out that it had to come from this little thing that looks like a ukulele. And I really did a double take. I said, that's not possible. It's just not possible. I had never seen this thing before. And I looked into it, and I got one, and now I have 3, and it's the most phenomenal instrument made by Kala. And I'm also lucky enough to be a Kala and U-bass artist. And it's easy to play. It's very expressive. My arthritic fingers can dance all over it. It's an amazing thing.
Yeah, we do have a a duo up here called Sunday Mr. Gessel, and Kate Voss plays one of those. So I can attest to what you're saying. It's incredible what those instruments can do.
It really is.
Yeah, and it's a novelty too. I mean, pretty much every show that we play, there's at least one person that comes up to Joe and is like, "What is that? Where was the bass sound coming
How
from?"
is that possible?
Yeah, it's people don't know about it, and I mean now it's becoming more well known. But the Kala Ube
It's been around for a long time. It's been around for 15 years.
Yeah,
And, some people know, but it's just unbelievable.
Yeah, it defies logic. So much sound can come out of something so small.
it does. Going on into your music, into your albums, you do have, I mean, like you pointed out, Brian, even though you're playing in slack key tunings and such, you do have a lot of variety mixed in, different genres, different aspects of Americana mixed in with that Hawaiian music. And one of the things that really grabbed me along with your music is the art on your albums. And I'm going to bring up a few covers here. So this is your first album. Now tell us about the artist who did this.
Yeah, so the artist is a guy named Tom Thordarson, and I'm very lucky to know him. And I actually met him at his gallery in Waikiki many, many years ago, just as a customer, not really having a relationship and just being a fan of his art. And I befriended him over the years. And when I was looking for, a cover artist many years later, once I started the band and, was looking around, I thought, okay, who do I know that sort of defines what I'm doing creatively with my music in art form? And the closest person I could find that sort of, expressed what I'm doing musically, visually, was Thor. So I asked him, and by the way, he goes by Thor, and I asked him to do it, and that was the first cover. And then all of our, covers since then, and except our new one, have been inspired by him. And now we're looking at another one. That's our live album. And they all have something to do with the ocean, or they have something to do with our music and the islands. And this particular one actually was done by Natasha Jemin in a similar style. So we've always tried to sort of make sure that our artwork expresses what we're doing musically. And again, that one's Tom Thordarson.
Yeah. I think what appeals to me about him, I look back at those old Neon Park Little Feet covers, and those are so cool. And these have that similar vibe. I just love it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, and I take a lot of care. I mean, that's one of the things that I think as a creator and writing original music, I really care about the details and getting everything right, including the cover art. And I think, especially nowadays where you see a lot of people just putting out stuff all the time, and there's so much stuff out there, I think that more than ever, the details matter so much. And, I don't just try to make the best music I can. It's the album art is part of the art that we're creating. So making sure that from start to finish, we've got a product that we can be proud of. Mm-hmm. And also that expresses, the time and care that we put into the art. That's why I'm so lucky to work with people like Tom, who kind of get it like us. We're doing it for the love of it. And
Sure.
We really care about getting it right.
Sure. So forgive my ignorance, but is that a Mai Tai in the corner of that?
Oh, very much. And I actually I asked Thor to do that specifically because we were hinting at a song that we were throwing around as the title of our next album, which is Mai Tais in Paradise. And as fate would have it, that didn't actually end up becoming our next album title for various reasons, but I was still teasing at that, and that was why. So I even talking about the intent with the art being intentional, I even had a teaser, or what do the kids call it?
Easter egg.
Thank you, Mom. Yeah, there's an Easter egg in there for people paying attention, where like the next, and we'll still probably have an album called Mai Tais in Paradise, just not the next one. But that was sort of the hint at it because we'd already written Mai Tais in Paradise, and that's what we thought was coming next.
Sure. Well, for anybody up here in Wisconsin watching this right now, I just want to say, don't mistake that for an old fashioned. Okay.
No, it is definitely a Mai Tai, as evidenced by, I'm looking now, as evidenced by the pineapple
Right, the
And
umbrella.
there's a chair. Yeah, there's the umbrella. Yeah, all of those things. That's definitely a Mai Tai.
All right. All right. Well, Brian, you are the CEO of Pacific Records, and that is the label that Key Ohana records for as well. So
Mhm.
tell us a little bit about Pacific Records.
Sure. Well, we're not a genre-specific label, so the music that we have on our label sort of varies. It can have everything from island music like us to we've worked with, O-Town, one of the first boy bands. We have a Guitar Legends series that has a rotating cast of guest celebrity musicians and everything in between. I would say what does sort of tie us together as a label is we're very Southern California and island centric. A lot of the staff, in addition to all being musicians, were surfers and skaters and, things to do with like the beach lifestyle. So that's kind of what ties us all together. But I've been doing it for a long time. And, it's just a group of people who have all come together to share their love of music and help creators get their artwork and art out of there.
Sure, sure. And, some of the Pacific Records artists that I've had back on the show previously, I've had Devin Berryhill of the Tourmaliners, and as a matter of fact, I've had the whole band. I've had Keela Sacco, and by extension, I've played Sand Dollars music. And, so much of what you're doing is so cool. Throwing this stuff out there that we otherwise wouldn't have. And I think one of the cool things that you guys do too, and we talk about it in the show that'll be dropping tomorrow, but it is the Guitar Hero thing that you do. Tell us a little bit.
Good. So Guitar Legends, that's a soundtrack series that we've done. And there's a nonprofit called America Salutes You. And they're a nonprofit that's been created to benefit veterans and first responders. And their niche is throwing benefit concerts. And we've been lucky over the years to be the soundtrack partner for the Guitar Legends concert series. So the Guitar Legends concert series, they throw a big benefit concert. It's usually televised, sometimes live, sometimes packaged for after on television via cable networks. And all of that is recorded. It's usually hosted by ZZ Top's Billy Gibbons. And then it has like a rotating cast of guest artists as well. And we've been lucky enough to release several different versions of the series over the years. Even one that we brought to San Diego as part of a music festival called Wonderfront. So I'm very proud to have that partnership, and that's thanks to our partners at Sunset Pictures in Los Angeles.
Sure, sure. And some of the other notable guitarists that you've had involved have been like Steve Lukather from Toto, and Ringo's All-Star Band. Let's see, you've had Ann Wilson of Heart, you've had George Thorogood, so a lot of big names there.
Yes, and we're very proud and lucky to have that relationship and be able to get those songs out there into the world.
Sure, sure. Now, it sounds to me, I'm sorry, I'm kind of losing my spot here. You guys have won and been nominated for several awards. And this photo here, I think, was from last year.
As you remember from our interview, I have lost track of time. But it's probably 2 years now.
2 years. Okay.
Yes, but I can orient you. I think I know that much. So you're showing a picture right now of the Nahoku Hanohano Awards ceremony that takes place every year in Honolulu. And this particular year, we were nominated. And we had also recorded an album with some of the notables that you see on stage there. So my left, I'm not sure how other people see it, but you've got my dad on his Kala'u bass there all the way to the left. Then you have Billy Gibbons of ZZ Top, and he performed the song that we recorded on our album, Hawaiian Cowboy, live with us. You got me in the middle, and then Brittany Paiva, who was on another song. She's an incredible multi-Nahoku award-winning ukulele player. She performed with us because she was on our album as well that was nominated. and just a different song, a song called One More Day. And then you've got my mom, and then George Kahamoku Jr., who was also a very notable Grammy-winning slack key player. And he was on the song Hawaiian Cowboy as well. So we got to perform that song all on stage with our bandmates there that you see too. And it was an incredible experience, and probably all time, because, you know, we've played a lot of great shows, but that was so cool.
Yeah, the best.
So when you're talking Hawaiian music or slack key music, this is an all-star band.
Oh, well, and to be clear, I wouldn't call this my band. This is like my dream lineup, I would call it, because, you know, our album was a concept album, and the album was basically Hawaiian Paniolo music, which is Hawaiian Cowboy meeting Americana. And, you know, for that photo that you just showed, or the title track called Hawaiian Cowboy, we had Billy Gibbons. He was like the Americana cowboy. And then George Kahamoku Jr. right there, that he was the, Maui cowboy holding it down. So our concept album was blending two genres, and we had like the greatest people of each genre to represent. So, you know, I wish this was my band. These are just people we get to play with when we're really lucky, and you know, we get to record with when we're really lucky.
Very blessed.
This was awesome, and you know, I'm so privileged and lucky to have had those moments with those people who are just incredible.
Yeah, I back around 2 years ago, I had Terry Manning on the show, and Terry was the engineer on the bulk of, I think, on like 18 ZZ Top albums, and was a really good friend of Billy's. Yeah, until unfortunately he passed away last year. Not Billy, Terry did,
of course.
But Terry was so instrumental in helping to develop that classic ZZ Top sound. But he couldn't say enough great things about Billy and what a wonderful person he is. Anything you want to add to that?
Oh, yeah, he is the kindest man, and so down to earth and so cool. I mean, he personifies cool, and, you know, like he has more cool in one finger than I have in my entire body. So, but still,
Look at him.
Still the most humble dude ever, you know? So you can just, you know, talk to him like a normal person, because he is. But, you know, I'm so lucky to have that relationship, and he is such a nice guy. And one thing too, actually, I can share this. At the award show, we had a rehearsal the night before, and man, he was so like set on making sure he got everything right. You know, like you think someone like him, a veteran performer, you know, like they just come on and, you know, not care and just do what they do. He cared so much about, you know, the rehearsal and making sure he got, you know, his part right and everything. And that was so cool. Just being able to see the how much you still can care when you're at that level of success. And at that point, yeah, exactly. And it was vindicating, because I'm like, all right, okay, it is a good thing to care that much, you know? So that was one thing I can say that's really inspiring about my being able to work with him, is just being able to see how much, you know, he gets it too. You know, he cares about what we're doing and getting it right.
Sure. All right. Joe, I want to bring it back to you. We brought up Woodstock before, and I want to hear it from the player's perspective, not the audience's perspective. We've had enough of that. So from your perspective on the stage, now, apparently you guys went on before Hendrix, and you were like way late, way behind schedule by that time. Is that correct?
Well, let me just preface by saying two things. First of all, it was a long time ago. And second of all, you know, back in those days, things weren't always real clear. You know how it was. You know, Columbia student, right? You know.
Yeah.
It was pretty incredible. We were scheduled to go on, I think Sunday morning sometime. The schedule, I don't know how they decided to keep changing it, but we kept getting pushed back. And, you know, it's up in the mountains, and it got really cold when the sun went down, and we were dressed to go on and waiting. And I had a light cutoff sweatshirt. You know, that was my costume for Sha Na Na. And I was freezing. And I remember huddling in a panel truck, just trying to stay sort of warm, waiting to go on. Before that, I had been sitting in the back of the stage watching some of the acts. I remember watching Crosby, Stills, and Nash. And then certainly when we finally did go on, Jimmy was standing by and went on right after us. He closed the show, and it wound up being Monday morning. It was light out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, by that time, it sounds like a good number of the audience had at least were in the process of starting. I mean, did that kind of play against you, or did you just like, nah, we're going to go out there and kill it?
Hard to say. I mean, it was overwhelmingly large. I mean, so many people. We just did our thing. What else could we do? Just did what we know how to do, and you kind of put yourself in the moment, and then it's done.
Right. And now you basically, I mean, given the different, I mean, there were a lot of good variety of bands there, but you guys, your niche was doing the old 50s type of thing. And how did that play? I mean, was the crowd pretty receptive to what you brought?
Well, I mean, that we came totally out of left field for the crowd at Woodstock. I mean, they were just looking around. What the heck is that? What is that? And that was kind of our whole thing. I mean, we were absolutely tongue-in-cheek shtick.
Right.
No apologies. I mean, we played everything too fast. I'm sure you know the history. We were an offshoot of the Columbia Glee Club, so musically we were pretty good, but we played everything at triple speed. We had our singers up front in gold lame suits doing ridiculous choreography at very high speed. And it didn't go along with the performances at Woodstock at all. We had started on campus at Columbia doing a few concerts. We were an offshoot of the Glee Club called the Columbia Kingsmen, which was a roughly 12-person college song singing group of men that existed since the late 1800s and took in new freshmen every year and sang college songs at girls' schools. Traveled by bus around. That was the Columbia Kingsmen. And that's what I was in. And in our iteration, we used to just fool around with the oldies harmonies for fun in our own time. We did a Kingsman concert in the cafeteria, one of the cafeterias, the eating places on campus at Columbia. And we had some extra time. So, somebody had the idea, well, why don't we what the heck, let's try some of the oldies. And the place went absolutely bonkers. I mean, just absolutely bonkers. And people started, rolling up their sleeves like the old 50s thing and put cigarette pack under their sleeves. And, the brother of one of the members of the Kingsmen was a PhD student in English, George Leonard. And he saw this and it just all clicked in his head. And he took us aside after that show and said, come over to my apartment this evening. We got to talk. You guys are going to be stars. And this is how you're going to do it. I mean, he just saw the whole thing. From the crowd reaction. And we scheduled a few more on-campus shows that drew 5,000 people. And then we got a gig at Steve Paul's Scene on 46th Street in New York City. Was, I think, every weekend for a couple of weekends. There's interesting stories about that. But the promoters of Woodstock apparently showed up at one of those shows and saw us. And for some reason, they thought we had to be at Woodstock. Okay, we will.
Nice.
And the rest followed.
Carol, were you in the picture by this time?
Oh, I was 16 living in upstate New York, and my parents said, we know what they're doing. You are not going. So I didn't meet Joe till, in my late 20s. So
yeah, 10 years later.
10 years later, yeah.
So.
And what did you think when you found out that here he was? He played Woodstock.
I watched the TV show as a 16-year-old, and I used to say, turn that thing off.
The TV show was, it was along the lines of what Sean and I used to do, but it was, either you liked it or you thought it was ridiculous.
Right. I mean, it was ridiculous.
But it made Sean and I a household name in the whole country. It absolutely did.
Sure, it did. And, folks, go back and watch the Woodstock movie, listen to the album.
Yes.
You can hear Joe on there.
Yeah.
True story.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Well, it sounds to me, and I shouldn't say it sounds to me, but you folks have a new album in the works, and it's currently being mixed, I think. Is that right? Mixed and
That's
mastered?
right. Yeah, I mean, final mixes. We're like putting finishing touches on the mixes.
Okay.
So almost there. We're this close.
All right. You have a prospective drop date for that?
Actually, no, because I work backwards, and our lead times are maybe 60 days out from when I have it mastered. So this summer for sure. But whether it's like late July or August, I don't know.
Sure.
So
sure.
that's
All
approximate.
right. Well, I was fortunate to have had Brian send me one of the tracks in advance. And it's not a final mix. I think you made that clear to me. It's not a final mix, but it's close. And
exactly.
I got to tell you, it is a wonderful track. And also the album cover. It's not perfected yet, but it's almost there. It's almost there. So, oops. There it is.
There it is.
Yes.
So there's the new one, and it's called the Ohana Sessions. Now, one thing that we didn't key in on, and maybe viewers are wondering what Ohana means, if you can tell us that.
Yes. So Ohana means family. And if you haven't figured it out by now, I got my dad and my mom over here. So, especially with this album too, you'll notice it's a little bit of a departure from our illustrations, because for our covers, we've only had illustrations. This is like the first photo album cover that we've ever had, even though it still has like a retro vibe and a style. And there was some intent behind that too. As you pointed out, it's not final yet, but this is like the almost final mock-up. We're like figuring out the track order and things like that still, but this is what it will look like eventually. And, the intent behind this one is but more like what the album is about. And since, I started the band, it's always been sort of like a rotating cast of guest musicians. Of course, you pointed out the highlights. We got Billy and George and Brittany, but we've always had people like Rand Anderson, who we did our last single with. He's a steel player, kind of come and go. But the core of the group, we never had an album without a whole bunch of features or different players. And if you go to a lot of our shows, especially like either the local ones or, ones where we're not, at belly up as support or touring, and, it's really just the three of us. So we decided to, put out an album that sort of reflects the reality of the Ohana, and hence the name, the Ohana Sessions. And that's why we thought, hey, why not do a photo cover for the first time? Because it really sort of shows what it is that we are currently, and also the reality that you get with the photo. And of course, we still have retro vibes and the style that is intentional behind it too. But yes, that's what's behind the cover in our upcoming album.
When you shot this cover to me, now Brian sent me this cover just before we went live, and I took a look at this and I'm like, you got me right here. I love these old style album covers, and boy, I think back and I'm thinking Mamas and Papas. I'm thinking,
collectible.
The old Capitol covers that the Beach Boys and in the Beatles used to have.
Exactly. Yes, you got it.
I love the stereo logo at the bottom.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That is a wonderful thing, and you got the Pacific logo right in there as well. And man, I don't think this could have been any better. I mean, it just fits, and it fits the song that you sent me.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so here's the thing, folks. We're going to premiere that song right now. And let me get it queued up here.
And while you're queuing it up, I want to make a plug too. So Mike Buckmiller did the outline and the art behind this. And then Alex Lang is the incredible photographer who took this photo and our most recent photo. So kudos to Mike Buckmiller and Alex Lang for, really making this vision that I had become a reality. because I had it in my head, but those two are the people who like brought it into the world.
Sure. Well, kudos to them and kudos to you for this vision. But the song that we're going to hear is called Mai Tais. And boy, that seems to be a theme tonight.
It's my favorite drink, and it's Mai Tais in Paradise, and that's actually my bad, because I probably sent you just the master, and that's what it said, because we're not done.
Yep.
But the song's actually titled Mai Tais in Paradise.
Maybe we need a little Easter egg on this album hiding somewhere of a Mai Tai.
Yeah, or our next one. Yeah.
There you go. Well, we're going to give it a listen right now. Here is Key Ohana.
Laying back on the beach, watching the waves crash by. Wind so cool.
My connection here between computers is kind of not doing very well.
Yes, that was funky.
Try again.
Let me try again. I apologize, folks.
Interesting take on Mai Tai.
Yeah, I know. I thought maybe it was just in the buds.
Chipmunks re-release.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll figure this out pretty soon here. There we go.
Laying back on the beach, watching the waves crash by. Wind so cool in my face, I close my eyes. Add the Mai Tai mix and a touch of rum. Pretty soon we'll be having fun. Made the whole thing up in the Hawaiian sun. Mai Tais in paradise, sipping away, cast your worries aside. Mai Tais in paradise, sitting beneath the sun-kissed sky. Oh yeah, Mai Tais in paradise. Watching the sunset down with my feet in the sand. Air still warm and empty, glass in my hand. Add the Mai Tai mix and a touch of rum. Pretty soon we'll be having fun. Drink the whole thing up in the Hawaiian sun. Mai Tais in paradise, sipping away, cast the worries aside. Mai Tais in paradise, sitting beneath the sun-kissed sky. Oh yeah, Mai Tais in paradise. Feel the ocean breeze, see the palm trees sway. Sipping, surfing every day. Laying back on the beach, it makes me wanna say, Mai Tais in paradise, sipping away, cast the worries aside. Mai Tais in paradise, sitting beneath the sun-kissed sky, oh yeah. Mai Tai's in paradise. Mai Tai's in paradise.
Very good. Whoa.
Mai Tai's in paradise.
Love it. Love it. Brian, you've got that Brian Wilson falsetto. Man, that is so cool. Have you had voice lessons or do you take voice?
Oh, big time. Speaking of shout outs, I have to give credit again to Christina Bennett, my vocal coach, who sort of brought that falsetto out of me. Yeah, and I'm a huge Brian Wilson fan, so you have no idea how happy you just made me. He's like my hero. When I was making this album, my producer and engineer Chris Hobson, literally the question whenever we had a call, it was, what would Brian Wilson do? So much so, like, I want to get him a hat that's like the WWBD, like what would Brian Wilson do as like a hat? Thank you for noticing. And exactly. And I try to do that style justice, but my vocal coach, Christina Bennett, has definitely helped get me closer. And exactly, that's one of the huge inspirations for me personally and in my songwriting are the Beach Boys.
Sure. Carol and Joe, did you add anything vocally?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're singing the whole.
We're
yeah,
singing the
they're-
whole
So
thing on there.
yeah, the duet that's with
me.
my mom. She comes in right after, and then the
Okay.
whole time, all the harmonies. Oh, and that's actually another point about this album that's kind of strikingly different from the rest, and what makes again the Ohana sessions. All the instrumentation is us.
Just the three of
So
us.
like,
Nobody
if you
else.
hear the steel guitar or the slacky guitar, that's me. The lead vocals is all me. Joe's on the bass and singing all the backups that are male, and she's all the female backup. So it's all us. That you're
Nice.
hearing both like instrumentally, but also like with vocals.
Right. Wow. That is so cool. Plus, here too, in the middle of the song, I was thinking about Joe, you playing that U bass, and that thing sounds huge.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's a big stand-up
Yeah,
bass.
sounds like a
Yeah,
stand-up.
and they make two versions too. I mean, so he has the stand-up bass version, right? Because it's like the instrumentation makes sense for our genre and style, but they make like one that's more electric, right? With different.
They make
it's the strings,
they
right?
make some that look like a Fender P bass, the bright colors,
But this
and,
big.
solid body,
Uh-huh.
and more normal looking strings, metal strings.
Yeah, and we're all playing our instruments. So what you're hearing is the Kala U bass. You're hearing the Romero Creations ook. Like we're all playing. I'm playing my Ovation guitars. So another shout out. I have to. I'm a sponsored artist with Ovation.
You got to get that.
They're
in.
off. Yeah, I have
Gotta
to.
get that in.
I'm proud, and I think I'm contractually obligated to say that.
There you
So,
go.
you can hear my Ovation guitar, and the Kala U bass and the Romero Creations ook as well. But all joking aside, yeah, it's all us. So they're doing all the singing that I'm not doing.
Sure. Now, when you folks play out, I mean, obviously you play in the area down there in Southern Cal, and you've played in Hawaii. What other destinations have you played?
Yeah, I mean, so we've played all
Florida?
over. I
Florida?
mean, I think so last time we were on Oahu, we played Saki Lounge. When we're on Maui, we like to go to the shops at Wailea. This guy got to do Connie Kapila at Mulligan's with
Nice.
all these greats, which was so cool. We just watched his greatness, but it was still great, so we love playing all over. We just got back. So in addition to being in kind of the island and the Hawaiian world, we're a little bit crossover. So one of the niches that we sort of found ourselves in also is like the Tiki world. So we're very like tuned in to that whole like scene. So we've just got back from Arizona, where we did 2 nights at the Tiki Oasis Arizona Festival. And then actually after that, so last weekend we were in Palm Springs for 2 dates at Tiki Caliente. We played The Reef, which is one of our favorite tiki bars in Palm Springs, and then the main stage on Sunday, and that was Tiki Caliente. And then I don't know if we're allowed to announce it yet, but we've got a whole bunch of other Tiki Festival dates that are forthcoming
August.
on our website. Yeah, I don't know if
No.
it's announced yet, but yes, in August there is stuff happening. And I mean, we're very much a live band, so we play a lot, and we like playing a lot, and we like traveling and doing the thing for as many people in different spots that we can.
Sure.
Even Wisconsin?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you got a venue for us, we'll come.
Oh, heck. I'd love to have you up
Yeah.
here. So
Let's make that happen.
absolutely.
Be careful what you wish for, though, because we're serious. We'll come play for you. We'd love to.
Wonderful. Wonderful. You had mentioned your website, and I just want to relay that to folks. That's Slack Key Ohana. That's SLACKKEYOHANA.com. So you can get anything Slack Key Ohana there, including the music, including tour dates, and you can see him playing with Billy and George and Brittany, and man, good stuff.
Oh, thank you.
We are blessed.
Good stuff. Well, we do have a show dropping tomorrow, and it is my interview with Brian. And oops, let's see, that didn't. Let's try that again. There we go.
There I am.
Love that picture.
Yes.
So
and another. Oh, go ahead.
That'll be available starting at 2 a.m. Central Time tomorrow morning. And so if
That's
you
early.
Yeah, it is early, but the early bird gets the worm. So that's the way it is in the podcasting world. But what were you going to say, Brian?
Oh, I was just going to say my wardrobe too. I'm so I was talking about what we did with Alex Lang and the photo shoot that we did. That's another one from that same photo shoot. And I was lucky enough to get that jacket. That's actually an original jacket, retro from our co-manager, Reba. We have these amazing managers, Jim and Reba Marabato from Mehaula Productions. And I was able to borrow that jacket just for the photo shoot. And then I had to take it off and hand it right back. But that, for those who know, that's the real thing. That's not like a custom tailored new variation. That's actually of the period. And it's a really cool thing. And it was a privilege to wear it. So just another shout out for wardrobe there to Reba. I believe it was actually her father's. So really cool to be able to wear that. And now that I'm looking at it too, it totally fits the vibe. So there you go.
It sure does. And Brian and I, we talk on the show about so much other stuff and go in depth a little bit more as to some of the things that we talked about tonight. I hope everybody will take the time to tune in and listen to it. It's a fun interview. And I really enjoyed, that was such a good time, Brian. I enjoyed getting to know you through that. And I really want to thank Devin Berryhill. I want to thank Keela Sacco for encouraging me to get something like that set up, because they spoke just so much good about you. And I'm like, I got to get him on the show.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. I'm so glad to be here. And I feel great too, because you said at the beginning of the show, there might be some overlap, but I feel like almost nothing that we talked about in that podcast a few months ago was really touched on in great detail here. So, there's a lot that everyone here tuning in, if you want to know more about what I do for on the business side, that we didn't touch on, because thank you for letting us talk about our new album so much, because that's really what's happened in the last few months is we made a whole album. And, I'm so glad to be able to have a platform to, speak about it with someone, and have your audience. So thank you for the opportunity to, get our music out there and for what you're doing, because we're here because of people like you, and it wouldn't work if people couldn't hear our music. So the feeling's mutual, and I'm really glad that Devin and Keela and everyone connected us so we could be here tonight.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate the interview. I appreciate you folks taking the time tonight to come on here. We're getting ready to wind up the live stream here, but a couple of housekeeping things. I want to Melody Audiology, Dr. Hannah from Mellis Droik has been a wonderful supporter of Into the Music. And no matter where you are, if you're a musician, if you're in the music industry, go to melodyaudiologyllc.com. You are eligible for a free hearing consultation and screening. And Hannah is one of the best out there, and she's such a great person on top of it. So make sure to take advantage of that. coming up this weekend on the radio edition of Into the Music on Rebound Radio Live on Saturday, and 91.1 The Avenue here in Appleton on Sunday night. We have Marcus Reuter of Stickmen. Now, if you're a regular follower of Into the Music, you know I've interviewed it. Marcus is number 3 of the 3 Stickmen that I've interviewed. I've had Pat Mastelotto, the drummer, on, and Tony Levin, a legendary bass player, on the show. So Marcus is number 3, fantastic touch guitar player, and the guy just blows me away. So tune in for that. That'll be Sunday at 8 p.m. on 91.1 The Avenue. Excuse me. And Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on Rebound Radio Live. Now, that's a streaming station. You can listen to 91.1 The Avenue. You can stream it right at that web address, avenueradio.com. So with that, we're ready to wind things up. Brian, Carol, Joe, thank you so much again for joining me tonight. And it's so great to meet you, to hear your stories, and let's do this again down the road.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having us. Aloha.
Thank you, Rob.
Aloha. And folks, I encourage you, check out slackkeyOhana.com. I encourage you to check out their music on Bandcamp, on YouTube, or just stream it. It's good stuff. It'll put you in a good mood, and I guarantee it. So until next time, have a great night. God bless.